Welcome back everyone to Let's Play Infinity Wars with me, BrainBoy 20. Where we last left off, we were doing draft, and I was doing awfully, because I'm a moron and don't know that flying is king, apparently. But regardless, let's continue and see what else pops up. Radical Road Runner, Tongue Twister Extraordinaire. Welcome to the battlefield. So we're going to start off with two kinetically overloaded drones, because you most likely can't deal with them right away. What cards do you have? Albarian's Apprentice, Mechanics Overseer, and Immortal Traveler. This is kind of... Okay, I have an offensive use of Infectious Transfusion, but there's no point to it. Undead Corruption. That could be really useful. Put you in the defense zone. Hang on, is there anything here I'd like to kill? I'd be a power boost, but you have 5 turns to kill it. Variant's Apprentice. There's nothing here that I would like to kill off right away, and there's no reason to use removal, and I'm coughing like a madman. So I'm going to put these two out into the field as of right now. 1 damage. First blood. I'll let him get in some damage while setting this out in the field. Depends on what he decides to do. I could fireball this guy, but I've got a better idea. I've got a much better idea next turn. Okay. So I'm going to use this bit of removal here and get rid of Albarian's Apprentice, and then I'm going to fireball you because I know exactly what's coming. And then I'm going to wait. I'm going to get the low orbit ion cannon out just to use the board wiping feature every once in a while. So the Wealthy Noble, no, not yet. I'm going to get the cannon out right now. Wait. Assault. We can do away with the diseased zombie. I could easily get momentum going with the Wealthy Nobleman, so I can start doing some card draw stuff. But as of right now, I don't see much else I need to do that. I see a recycle, and I do not really agree with you doing that. So scouting mission. However, I'm going to activate this, which is going to wipe this one out. The Splitter Robot will live through 1 shot, but it will still die off to this. I'm going to leave you around. Actually, no. I will gladly take your Splitter Robot, and I will just attack. If he doesn't block me, 10 damage goes through. If he blocks me, he loses whatever he uses to block. And because of this feature, this guy gets to full health for some reason. And now I've got a good blocker. Anyway, what are you? Legionnaire of Dawn. Purifier. Yeah. Don't really know what to do. Okay, we're gonna get out some momentum. Because there's no reason not to do this. We're going to just pay 1 and get a free 2/2 creature. Let's try scouting mission. We could do Infectious Transfusion, and this will just allow this guy to punch through whatever he comes into contact with. This guy's already going to punch through whatever he comes into contact with. I think I'm going to do Undead Corruption on Kali. And I'm going to pull out a Constructor. So I'm going to get Kali no matter what. That's annoying, but nothing too dangerous. Oh, I should have figured that would have happened. Oh well. He gets both of them for one. That's my fault that I did not see that coming a mile away. Can't use you to punch on through just yet, but I'll just set up some chump blocks. No, chump blocks. Flying, and converted prototype. Even if he flip-flops, he's not going to break through this defensive wall. Still don't like the infectious transfusion. I'm probably going to use it on the converted prototype, because that has a nice combination of health and eventually damage. Not my problem. Because I have chump blocks out the butt. Anyway. So you probably do not have another stumble on your hands. So I'm going to put up a support drone, and I'm just going to buff you out of range of Kali. 3 flying creatures will block. You will go out here, and then I'm going to infectious transfusion you. And why am I doing any of this when I could just activate this and just blow up his entire field? And then to finish this off, I'm going to create an 6/6. Sorry. Well, that'd be cute, but you forgot about the low-orbit ion cannon, which just clears your entire field. So we now have the Tech Knight, we have Kali the Purifier. I'm going to put this guy up to chump block in the event he breaks through this. We're going to activate, as I don't have much else to do. Draw a free card, pull out the defense golem. Resume planning. This will also punch through whatever's up in front of him if he tries to punch it, if he tries to stop it. Actually, flip-flop. With what he's got on the field, this will punch through it if he tries to defend against it, but he does not, he just support drones. Oh, that's what you've been doing. It makes so much sense. Gather thoughts. Is there any reason to gather thoughts just yet? I can get the infectious whatever back. Infectious transfusion. So I'm going to gather thoughts. Pull out a Tech Knight. Activate. And drag out this 3/3. Kali the Purifier will go out in front as well to ensure that the block will remain, and then this setup will happen, which will basically make it impossible for him to break through, and the Dead Feaster will come on the field. And we get War Machine, which basically means we'd win either way. Good game, sir. Wait, did we do exactly 26 damage? We did in fact do exactly 26 damage. I am happy. I wasn't even paying attention to the damage. See, this is why I'm not a good player. I paid any attention to that. Anyway, plus 2 Genesis Industries commanders. Thank you. I'll take the Iron Genesis. Yes, I understand this. Go away. Okay. So let's play again. We're gonna keep playing this until we die. Which will probably be next game. Of all things, because I'm probably not going to get a very high win streak, because I don't play very well, and I didn't really construct this deck with anything specific in mind. Flying is king, from what I've learned. Just because it's so usable. There's enough cards that are anti-flying. I was like, yeah, not everyone will just go flying, but then again, that's just me, and I shouldn't go with what I want. We'll get to see the rewards, at least, of like what happens with just a couple wins, where you just break even. Oh yeah, silver medal. let's see what happens here. Gather thoughts. How about no? I don't... First game action only. Unfortunately, I have the removal and good enough cards. I would rather have a wealthy noble in my hand. Did you just tribute Shikana? I'm sorry, I had to question why. Anyway. We're gonna pull out this War Machine right now, because I don't have much else of a use for the cards I currently have. And I'm just gonna hold the removal in my hands. As for things to play, I think I'm just gonna do this. You're not gonna do anything in particular, I'm just going to do this and end my turn. I mean, I could kill him off with Fireball, but there's probably much better cards to use on this. So there's no Enraged Hulker. I get the low orbit ion cannon right now. Seriously? Okay. I'm probably going to use one of these to chunk block. So if I bring this up, Enraged Hulker is going to kill it no matter what. That I understand, unless, wait. So this becomes a 6, 7. But that one's... No, it's not enough to hurt it. It's not enough to kill it, so I'm probably going to let 1 damage go through. This isn't good, so I'm just going to... Wait, undo. Defense zone. Works out just fine by me. He's going to enrage it? Or is he just going to give it to me? He's just going to give it to me. Fine by me. Artificial Swarmer. You're using a Swarmer's deck. I don't approve. Anyway, I'm going to kill you off eventually, just because slow burn removal. And then I'm going to activate the ability, pull out a support drone, buff him up even further. I'm going to activate on you, and I can't do you. So this guy is going to get even closer to completion. I should pull out the low orbit ion cannon, but not yet. And I'm going to put you in the assault zone. Oh no, you're going to buff him up, aren't you? Defense Golem. This guy is going to be needed for mass board wipe. Eventually. As of now, I can get away with it. Activate. 1, 2, 3. Done. New defense zone. And this will pull out the 1616. Scouting mission for anti... You better use those as chump blockers, because I'm about to start doing loads of damage to you. This is a gamble. Does he decide to send out all his machines now? Or later? I'm going to do eaten by zombies as much as I would like to. I've got nothing that would really break these in any way, shape, or form. Second chump blocker is not going to do much of anything. So I'm going to go out on the offensive. They don't have a lot of... Wait, are you undead? No, you're a beast. Fine by me. I'm going to put out the unending drone in you. I'm just going to activate on these two. And I'll leave it at this. So I see your brings life by passing. And quite frankly, I don't approve of it. I can't do anything to stop it, but I don't approve. And as for this, I can activate, but it's not going to stop it. You have reach, but you don't have buffs just yet. So I'm going to have to wait until I have something to buff you. Until then, I'm just going to continually use these in order to bring my creatures to the fore. And I'll pull out a splitter robot. And planning. I see your laser cannon. I do approve of what you did there, though. Firebolt this so it doesn't gain any power. You're gonna kill this off, but you lose your Swarmer as a result. And I'm just gonna gain another one, possibly next turn? Soon. So I had a diseased zombie. What I'm going to do is hit this. Because you only have this one to buff up. So you only need one more, we'll use it on you. Do I want to bring any of these creatures out? Do I? I want to bring you out. You out. Don't want to bring you. Don't want to bring you. Done. In case you do anything to try to go through this time, maybe set up this way. So this will hopefully punch through just about everything. 11616. Let's do a gather thoughts now. And I'm not going to do that because if this... I'm going to use the preemptive ability first. And I'm actually going to call you out here. Even though it's probably not a wise idea to put it on you as well. Agent Coil, that's annoying. Unfortunately, we hurt everyone. Sadly, you multi-strike 3 times. So, this will block. Odds are you're going to let it go. You're just going to do nothing here. No, you're not going to leave it here. You're going to let him live unless... Let's go to Constructor this into him. I'm going to take this gamble. And in the event that the gamble doesn't work, that'll get its buff. Now you are going to activate on nothing, because you can't do that just yet. Put out the 1616 here. And then once again activate on all of these cards, because I don't feel like using them just yet. And then we're going to end our planning. Should have figured. Ah, and he blocks it. Oh well. Still, unhealthy amounts of damage will get left with Airborne Scientist. That is near perfection. Wait a minute, recall all characters. That is going to be annoying. And you did not give me what I needed. I'm going to do it to these 3. I'm just going to do a bit of an all-out. I can't use you just yet, but what I will do is I'll draw another card for the future. I'll actually use you to block everything first. Low orbit ion cannon strike would work out well in my favor. But they're not the most common things in existence to be able to be used. He can't kill me this turn. I highly doubt he can get 70 damage. Now Agent Coil can theoretically get enough attack power to multi-strike his way through my army. If we let him. Hence why multiple cards. So let's see, how is Gim doing? Perhaps I'm conforming to such a bad strategy that no one else can actually understand it. Fine by me. I see recall. Do I have an airborne? I have my airborne scientist, but it's no longer enough. Is it, though? So we have this 1416 out in front. I'm actually going to put you two out. Converted prototype and another flying. Activate on you, you, and you. And we'll continue to try to produce more creatures. Then I'll end my planning, and let's see what happens. So he doesn't have a lot of cards that'll just beat through my army. It's 4 damage to it. Well, I'm not attacking you, I'm attacking your character. You bastard. Should have figured. However, I win. Unless he has some card to stop me, which he does not. Good game, sir. Honestly, I wish I could tell enough about all the cards, but hopefully that'll come with experience. I don't study this enough, however, to get that kind of experience. Anyway, let's see. That was my 3 games today? No, it was just 2. I can't count. Anyway, play game. Let's see, what else does the Rift have to offer? Another silver medal, Zen Tractor, the Academic. I don't know why I'm not using a title, and once again, I have 3 wealthy noblemen, and I do not draw a single one. So, Varor, Warpath, and Genesis. Okay. Once again, I get all those, and it just ticks me off that I always do. I'll put you in the assault zone. I'm just gonna get some early damage out with you. Maybe make it seem like it's the crux of my strategy, because I can lose a kinetically overloaded drone. I don't have a problem with that. It also gets you out of the assault range, and I get this Guardian now. Then I will flip-flop. Oh wait, you're Death Whisperer. Warp Swarmer. I'm going to get rid of that as soon as possible. Sadly, as long as I keep you out in the field, it doesn't die, but I know Varor loves to have its removal. Which I'm fully aware of, but I don't have any way to get rid of it just yet. So, this will be out in defense. Gather Thoughts is not useful as of yet. So we'll pull out the Constructor, and we'll end our planning. You tried to bait and switch me. Support drone you. Put you out in front to tank. You out in the assault. No Gather Thoughts just yet. Scars Young enrages. I'll put the Evolving Parasite back here. Sack, which kills this, but Scars Young might be at the very end. And enraged. So, that's exactly what happened. Never mind. It's too healthy. And I've gotten a low-orbit ion cannon every time. 1, 2, 3. And we'll just do an all-out assault. We will not gather thoughts just yet, though. Either direction he puts these in, I'm going to get something somewhat useful. Ah, he moved them away, you dick. Oh, you removed it via Captor. Okay. I'm gonna angelify the weaker one. And I will buff the construct. Is this preemptive? No. I will use this to try to grab something. Actually, buffing you... and turn. Let's see what happens. So I get my gathered thoughts back somehow. Hooray for playing people for fools. Unfortunately, I lose all my favorite cards, but I have the Angelify. And I could Angelify again, but I don't see much point to that. I'm going to, while I'm somewhat ahead, put you out into the field, activate, pull you forward for a good 6/6. My morale and health are doing just fine. I've got another Angelify for the inevitable. I have a Dead Feaster, but that's not that useful just yet. It has to be used target character. I could use this to buff the Dead Feaster in a way that they can't really do. And I'm going to also pull out a scouting mission. And because I've got nothing better to do, give me a 2/2. Give him a jetpack. You seem to have forgotten about my ion cannon. I haven't. I'm going to buff you with Angelify, put this chump blocker out, put these 2 chump blockers out, and then I'm going to leave it at this. Or maybe he hasn't forgotten about my ion cannon, and I'm just being an idiot. Yep! Expected the ion cannon. Now we'll buff the Dead Feaster. Did 16 damage, we get really close to the end. We'll have a chump blocker out as well. He doesn't have another Warp Swarmer though. Nothing that wouldn't... Okay, I'm gonna have to put the Dead Feaster here. So all of these will be on the defense. Since morale isn't an issue as of now, I'm going to shuffle out Feast of the Dead. Put out a character. Now what am I going to put here? There's nothing to do for you. And I can't bring your health down enough for there to be any useful benefit. Now, of course, if you buff this somehow, I'm going to make sure it's somewhat damaged before it goes through this entire mess. The Dead Feast will be at the end to pick up the slack for whatever it gets killed. Perfect. That worked out just fine for me. So you'll go out here, both of these count as artificial, so that's really useful. Now, you'll die whatever I do to you. Should I not have Immortal Tinkerer? We will activate and pull out... What is a 6/6? And we will end our turn here. Laser Cannon, because that's not annoying at all. Is this a location? No, it's an artifact. Defense Zone. Activate buff you. Defense Zone. Activate, and we will pull out another 3/3. We will also draw a card. So do you have a fair amount of removal? We'll buff you up. Firebolt the Scientist, that didn't really matter. This is why it's good to have tons of chump blockers. Going to activate. Pull out the War Machine. Activate this, because there's no point to Angelifying just yet. I'll pull out another 3-cost card. Cleanse the Land is almost useless without an actual location to use it on. Did I not activate this to buff you? I'm planning... Of course, you somehow picture that I use the lower ion cannon now. Good news... Well, actually you're healing, so that makes perfect sense. Converted prototype. So wait, how would this action go? I refuse to angelify this creature. Put you on the defensive. But angelify Aleta because she can tank a few hits. Then I'll create another chump blocker, and then put it in this defensive setup because they have no overwhelming. Oh wait, that had reach! But that didn't matter. Laser cannon is fun. So that hurt. An inordinate amount, but it hurt. I'm gonna have to put you on the defensive to survive. Were not for the fact that I so conveniently have this. Chump blocker. Actually, I'm going to use you to block now. So you block whatever's immediate, you block whatever's after. I don't have any zombies, this is basically useless for zombie gone. And now I get the defensive pact. I should have shuffled out you earlier. I'm going to end my planning. Give him a jetpack. That's hilarious to think that I would actually go back to the exact same spot as before. Worked out just fine for me. Defense Golem, okay. They can actually do a fair amount of damage right now. So I'll just use the Ion Cannon just to dissuade them from that. I'm going to shuffle out Cleanse Lamp. They don't have a location. Perfect. Perfect. I can just kill you off now, eventually. I've got an endgame. No. I'm going to do that, activate. I'm going to buff this creature so it can survive. Did I not pay for the Iron Cannon? Okay, good, I paid for the Iron Cannon. I got 2 war machines, but that's useless. So you'll go in the assault. You will die off in 2 turns. But I don't want that. You will die off in 9. So Spec Ops, you will activate onto here. And then I'll shuffle the War Machine from my hand in an attempt to get morale. Because I need morale, like now. All in all, this is an interesting battle. I'm just hoping that he does not, for some reason, draw a Death Ray, but he doesn't seem like he's so keen on it. That took almost all your cards, and you've almost lost. Support Drone to buff you. You will punch on through whatever, and you don't have any flying creatures anymore. Why the hell did you lose that? I'll never understand it. Converted prototype. This is now an all-out. Because you don't have flying creatures, I'm going to put this guy on the defensive and put him out in front to eat whatever. Oh, that's disappointing. Infectious Transfusion. Is there anything here I can kill off? Yes. Infectious Transfusion. I win. All on the defensive, because I don't think that I can physically lose enough morale without a direct morale loss card to do this, so I'm also going to activate this just to ensure it. Good game, sir. Resume planning. Draw a card. It's always a good idea. Always. It's like, I've got all these wimpy guys. And then they're all so wimpy, so if I put them out in the yeah, you lost. I see you're a secluded constructor. Unfortunately, infectious transfusion... well, everything here dies. Morale loss. Good game, sir. Just say, at some points that was kind of legitimately terrifying. And these games have actually been going on long enough that we've hit the time limit I wanted to hit. Win 5 Rift games and we get a Bronze Rift medal. Oh, thank you. But we've hit the small time limit I've set for myself. With the draft avatar. Looks nice. We finished here? And we get inspired. Target character gets half damage this turn. Somewhat useful. Anyway, hope you've all enjoyed watching. This has been BrainBoy 20 with my own Rift run. And when I come back, we will continue this trend. Until then, hope you've all enjoyed watching. This has been BrainBoy 20, and I am signing off.